The full 2026 NFL schedule release show is here. And above my head, you see week one. We've got the 2026 Monday Night Football NFL schedule right here. We have the Thursday night schedule here. We have everything coming downstream, every single release we're going to go over with a fine-tooth comb. We've got the week one schedule, like I said, above my head, but also I'm going to drop right on screen in this second right here. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, all colorful, easy to read. This is the week one schedule. We'll break it all down and more here on the Fantasy Football Show schedule release party live. I don't know how long we're going to go. We're going to have phone calls. Super chats will be had. Week 17, week 16, week 15 will be broken down. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the TheFantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Quadruple J and Consultants.
Did you make a mess on the field? Don't fret. Call the cleanup crew. Call Quadruple J and Consultants.
Locations on Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter.
So here is the week one schedule. I have it above my head, but also right here, so that when we do kind of meander on around, you'll be able to kind of look at it and check it out above. I know it's small, but the week one schedule is there above. You can see the Broncos at Chiefs, Patriots at Seahawks, Patriots at Seahawks. So that is matched up. That looks like the exact same schedule. There's no errors or omissions in that first batch up there. But this is your week one schedule. The Monday night games, let's just take a gander at the Monday night games real quick. I'll throw the week one schedule over in the corner. We've got this little gauntlet right here. First Monday night game, as I said, Broncos at Chiefs. Then it's New York Rams, Eagles, Bears, Falcons, Saints, Bills, Rams, Washington Commanders, Niners, Cowboys, Eagles. You see it on screen. What a fantastic looking schedule. I'm here for it. I don't have very many complaints yet at all. We're still gonna go through the entire thing. So we've got the By-Mageddon and all that to look at. So hang tight on that. Here are the Thursday games. These are probably one of the more interesting lineups because these games can be devastatingly bad, or maybe a page can get turned. The Lions and Buffalo Bills, not worried about week one necessarily. This is just the Amazon Prime. Looks like Thursday night. We'll take a look at this. Steelers Browns. That's a unbelievably bad game. New England Bears. Looks like there's some good matchups in here. We'll see. So we'll break that down in a second. I'll put week one back up while I go search real quickly to see if there's anything else that's worth putting up at this exact moment in time as all this stuff gets released. Sunday Night Football schedule. Let me save that one and put that one up on screen. Sunday Night Football is right here. These are always fantastic matchups. These are always what we're looking for. And this one's got, in week one, obviously, the Cowboys and the Giants, which is up here as well. This is week one right here. Chiefs and Colts, week two. Rams and Broncos, week three. Looking down to weeks 15, 16, 17. The Lions, Vikings, that'll be a good game. Jaguars, Cowboys, love that. Eagles, Niners, love that. Those are fantastic Sunday games in the playoffs. Love seeing me a little Sunday Night Football lineup there. Let's see if we can find anything else that needs our immediate attention. Let's see what this is. Hold on. Let me pull up this graphic here and see what this is. They're being released one by one by Schefter and all of the boys. This is the schedule for, okay, we got that, the Monday night schedule. Already got that. Let me keep refreshing as we go through it. There's so much to tackle and take a look at. And while a lot of people are going to complain about different things with this schedule, I'm sure in a fandom sense, this is pretty good. I don't see a lot that I don't like so far. And we'll keep breaking it down. I'll open the phone lines in just a little bit. I'll answer your chats and super chats and messages. Thank you, Rumblers over on Rumble. We've got all the Simi Valley Turbo and Landman in the building over on the YouTube channel. First in the building was Sean G, followed by John Husseini and another John and Wolf, and all the boys filing in. Appreciate you guys being here. Travis is in the building. We've got Aldi. Appreciate you, Best and Tron, and everybody else that's filing on in right now. So let me see if I can get a hold of the bye weeks real quick and put those on screen, because those are going to be critical, and see what NFL.com usually is very delayed in this stuff. Like, you go there right now and it's going to not load. not load. Full schedule. I'm clicking on it. Nothing. Let me give it a couple hard refreshes. Okay. There we go. Let me see if ESPN has it in a better format, because NFL.com is not the most friendly. Let's see. Schedule, ESPN. Here it is. Okay. So, week number 1. Let me go through the bye weeks real quick for you guys. So once we get to week number, let's see here. Let me see if I can find the bye weeks all at once. 2026 NFL bye weeks. And put those up on screen, because that's a real important gauntlet of information. This looks like, I think this is correct. I can't be certain, but let me just put this up on screen to see if it matches up. I'll have to double check it in a second. This is what I found just in an initial search. The bye weeks, week 5, Falcons, Bears, Packers, Steelers. Is this correct? Texans, Vikings. Let me go to week 6 and make sure the Texans and Vikings are on a bye. Let me just double check this and make sure before we start looking into it. Week number 6, Texans, Vikings. Do they have a bye in that bye week? I don't think the bye weeks are up on. There's a Tuesday game in week 6, really? Can someone confirm? And I'll open phone lines here. Travis, anybody else that wants to dial in, we're going to try and figure this out as we go to make sure that I have the correct bye weeks in. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Husseini dropping a $20 super chat. Appreciate you, Husseini. Husseini going to Jupiter on that one right there, pal.
Super chat alert.
Thank you, Husseini. Husseini said Chiefs, Patriots, Week 15, Monday Night Football primetime in Arrowhead. Me and Luis will be there. Pat's getting, yeah, bro. Pat's and Chiefs is going to be a game. I don't know about getting slimmed, but I think you're certainly going to have a good time at that game. I hope this is correct. I'm not positive this is correct. If anybody can confirm, Niners and by week 8. Niners are by week 8. Niners by week 8. So this isn't correct. I don't think this is correct then. Week 14. I think that's using old information. Let me just find if I can find the bye weeks. It doesn't look right. God, everything is just in shambles. NFL.com never releases it properly. It's always slow. You got a hard refresh. It doesn't always load. I'm sitting here clicking again. You got to re-click the get full schedule. You got to do a hard refresh because they cached it. Week number 4. Yeah, I'll find the bye weeks. Don't worry. We'll make sure we get it handled. Oh, the phone lines weren't open yet. I'm sorry. Phone lines are open now. This is crazy, man. How they don't release everything properly. They should have it all ready to go. Week 1. Anybody looking at this week 1 situation, trying to find your teams, the best teams to bank on for your survivor pick'ems. I would say that the teams most likely to lose this week. Let me pull up the week 1 schedule again. There we go. The wrong one up in front of me. I would say most likely to lose week 1, not necessarily in a particular order, but this would be the group of teams that I would kind of weigh out would be Browns. I just don't think they're going to be able to hang with the Jaguars. I'd probably say I'm going to go with the Browns. I think the Browns are the most likely team to lose week 1. I know the Panthers are a tempting choice, but I think that game might be closer than we think. It's in Carolina. I think the Texans are probably next in line, even though people are going to say their defense is so good. I just don't know. The Jets. I don't. If the Jets were playing any other team, Titans are changing everything. We don't know how Cam Ward's going to look, but he's got added weapons. I'm going to say in no particular order, Jets, Browns, Texans, and probably Panthers, but I don't know the Panthers are my number 1. Colts concern me, but then again, the Ravens have a brand new offense. Like, we don't know how that's all going to look. That would be my week 1 breakdown, if you will, of teams most likely to lose if you're looking for that pick'em advantage. We've got Luis with a super chat here. Thank you, Luis, for the $20 super chat, young man. Luis's super chat is as follows. That's the old one. Hold on. I think it's this one. He says, Pat's getting the dub. Arrowhead will not be the loudest stadium in the NFL week 15, says Luis. Luis and Husseini going at it. Patriots versus Chiefs. They're going to butt heads all year on that one. Thank you, Luis. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, young man. Panthers getting smoked in week 1, says Aldi. I mean, maybe. I know you're a Bears fan, though. But being realistic, this could be a tougher game than you think going into Carolina. And, everybody's losing pieces, but there's a lot of change in Chicago. I think Ben will get it done probably, but that wouldn't be a game I think I bet my life on. Saints game, Saints-Lions, I wouldn't bet against the Saints. Hell no, bro. Hell no. The Saints got added weapons, Jordan Tyson, ETN. They're going to be an offensive nightmare for a defense. Jalen says Panthers smoking the Bears. May is getting it done for the boys. Okay, let's see if I can find those bye weeks. Let me just refresh all of these updates. There's so many of them. They're just flying in. NFL schedule week 1. I already got week 1. Here are the primetime games. Monday Night Football. I put Monday Night Football up already, right? NFL Network games. Let me see if I can find the bye weeks. Let's see if I can find these bye weeks, damn it. I think this is correct. This is 6 minutes ago. This should be correct. Niners are week 8 bye. Is that what we were saying earlier? If so, then this is the correct bye week schedule. Thank God someone freaking released it. I believe that this is it. This is from Sharp Football. Okay, I think this is probably correct. Can I get some confirmations from all of you fandom people on your teams? Does this look right? I think we are talking Niners week 8 bye. This probably looks right. Week 14, Cardinals, Cowboys. I believe this is good. I think this is good. So these are the bye weeks. So bye Mageddon essentially looks to be week 11. Browns, Packers. Oh, that's okay. Browns, Packers, and then Rams, Seahawks. So JSN, Puka, Stafford, Kyron, Darian Price, Bijan, Hendy, May. It's a lot of teams on a bye. There doesn't appear to be another mini bye Mageddon anywhere. And so we're looking at... Guys, this looks correct, right? Can anybody confirm that their team has the correct bye week here? I just want to make sure that this looks right. Colts, Raiders, Jets, Ravens. Okay, bye week 13. Bye week 14. That's important for some of you that do your playoffs differently, you know. Also, you got to understand that when we do the underdog contest, that we have, you know, weeks 1 through 14 are the qualifying or the season rounds. So this is where you're going to see all those teams. You're going to have to consider that in week 14, week 13, these teams are on a bye. So if you're loaded with Cowboy players and you're going to go into that final week without any of your Cowboy players, or you have Cowboys and Cardinals combined together, that could be troublesome for you in a contest if you're down. Not that it matters because you probably get out to a lead, but just something to consider. Jameer Gibbs, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Achane, JJ. That's a big. Bye week 6 might be one of the bigger nut sack kicks, maybe. That's a lot of talent. St. Brown, Gibbs, J-Mo, Higgins, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Achane, JJ. That's a lot of teams on a bye. Week 7, there's a hefty amount of players on a bye, pretty evenly in a way, evenly spread out. You got Josh Allen, DJ Moore, the Jaguar crew, the JD5 and the Commander crew, and then Hampton and the boys. Giants, man, some of these buys are interesting here. The way that they're clumped together. But I will probably say Buy-Mageddon doesn't appear to be as devastating, I guess, as maybe other years, but it's still a lot. So we'll put the bye week schedule over here. That's a very, very interesting one. That's the one I probably was most interested. Let's see the week 16, 2026, week 16 schedule. NFL schedule. Let's see if we can find this. Week 16 NFL schedule. Where is that? Where is that? Let me see if I can find it. I'll try and cook it up. Hold on one second. Let me just find it. ESPN's probably the best format for this in terms of cutting and pasting on a screen. So let me just go to week 17. This is probably, I would say, one of the most important weeks. Weeks 15, 16, 17 is what you're really looking to find that information when you're best ball drafting and really cook around that info. Here's a screenshot of week number 17. And let me throw that on screen here, and we can analyze that bad boy. Again, phone lines are open if anybody does want to dial in. I think I got another super chat here. This right here is week 17. So Baltimore at Cincinnati on Thursday Night Football. Denver, that's a good matchup. Denver at New England is a really, really good matchup in game and potential fantasy scoring fest. Chiefs at the Chargers, that's a good shootout. So now you're looking at game stacks, right? When you're drafting on Underdog, promo code Smitty, where we'll draft tonight. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credits. So make sure you click the link that's in the description of the video. Use code Smitty, that gets it done as well. But you're looking at, like, that's a fantastic grouping to have. You have Mahomes and Rice and Hampton as a game stack. And you go into the Best Ball Mania or any contest in week 17, and you've got that Lad McConkey, Hampton, against Rice and Mahomes. That's a fantastic. Walker and Mahomes against, Lad McConkey or Hampton. So Walker, Hampton, kind of hard to get unless you were to go Hampton round 1, Walker round 2, which I'm not necessarily saying to force that, but if you had that along with Mahomes and Kelsey, that's a fantastic game stack right there. Tampa Bay Rams, that's unbelievable too. Puka or Adams or Kyron or any combination of Stafford and those guys up against the Buccaneer players, Baker, Igbuka, Bucky, Gainwell, cuff to him. Jaguars, Washington, Commander. This is an amazing week 17. This is a fantastic week 17 gauntlet right here. Love what I'm seeing here. Niners, Eagles, that'll be an interesting matchup. How much of that will be, defense? This is probably the worst game to end the fantasy football season, though. Houston at Green Bay. That's pretty bad. Imagine that Best Ball Mania coming down to like Montgomery, or Christian Watson or Jacobs or something, or Jordan Love. That's horrible. That's such a horrible week. That's probably the worst week 17 final game they could have dialed up for Monday Night Football. Why in the hell would you end the season? I guess, they're not thinking they're ending the season. It's week 17, but it's still, week 18 is pretty much, rendered useless in a lot of ways. This is the final, huge game. That just seems like a weird a weird choice. Detroit at Chicago is fantastic. Raiders at Cardinals, that's fantastic. Seattle at Carolina. Buffalo at Miami, that'll be a huge game for Josh Allen. So nice matchup there for Josh Allen. You just hope Josh Allen isn't like out of, needing to do things in that game. Let's say they have the division locked up walking in to week 17. That could be potentially problematic, but I don't think you're going to count on that. So that's really, really, really interesting. Let me get back to this other screen real quickly. So that's week 17. I was hoping to have a more colorful week 17 breakdown. Let's pull up week number 16 now. This is the semifinals in fantasy football, and nobody should be playing week 18. If you're playing week 18 and you're not listening to me, there's nothing I can really do for you. You're not going to get nowhere. Are you going to get the same kind of help and content around? Because people are going to start preparing for playoff content. They're going to start preparing for other things. Of course, I cover things. I have open phone lines, so it's not like you're not going to be helped at all. But it is literally a disaster to be playing week number 18. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So week 15, according to this right here from ESPN.com, this is week 18. Niners at Chargers in week 18. Let me screenshot that. This is week 17, 15. This is week 15. Week 15. Okay, so let me put week 16 on the screen here. This is the semifinals. Week 16 right here. And then, so this is week 17. This is week 16. And this is week number 15. So this is your fantasy football playoff schedule right here. As soon as I get it dropped on the screen. This is your fantasy football playoff schedule. Week 15, week 16 in the middle, and week 17. So you look at a team like the Seahawks at Eagles, Seahawks at what do we see the Seahawks in this match? Here we go. Seahawks, Rams. So Eagles, Rams, and then the Seahawks are over here at Carolina. You can just kind of take a gander at these fantasy football playoff schedules. You got Kansas City versus New England, and then Kansas City at home versus the Niners. Kansas City is on the road at the Chargers. Buffalo, where was or let's see, Tampa Bay at home versus the Saints. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Oh wow, Tampa Bay at home versus the Rams. That's a pretty good matchup for weeks 15, 16, and 17 for the Tampa Bay Bucks in a general sense. This right here, Bengals at Carolina, Bengals at Colts. And Bengals at home versus Baltimore. What a schedule for the Bengals, weeks 15, 16, 17. That's unbelievably amazing. Niners at KC in the middle here. Niners at home versus the Eagles. And Niners, where are the Niners over here? Why am I not seeing them? My eyes are, at the top, Chargers. So that's kind of a tough playoff schedule for them. Let's see another one or two to look at. Jacksonville at Houston. That's rough. That is rough. I mean, it is what it is. You got to consider this. Jacksonville at Dallas, and Jacksonville. Guys, it's so hard to when you're looking at this much information on screen, your eyes start to shut down. Jacksonville at home versus Washington. Very, very interesting. So let me close these out. But if you want to look at those, go back, just tap back and pause and then take a screenshot. But those are your fantasy football playoff weeks. There's a lot to go over here, but those are the most important things. I think week 1, going over the playoff schedule. Got the week 1 schedule here, Sunday night, Thursday night, the Monday night schedule. Sunday Night Football is probably one of my favorite schedules, to be honest. That's one of my favorite games, Sunday Night Football games. I don't know why that's my favorite game, but it just is. It's even better than the Monday night game to me half the time. Love what I'm seeing here. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Appreciate all my super chats. Let me see if I have any super chats I haven't handled yet. I'm sorry. A lot going on the screen here. Luis, appreciate you with the $4.99, says, and his name is Drake May. Appreciate you, Luis, dropping that. Frazier says, New England KC Monday night, Drake May. Said Frazier, a lot of Drake May fans in the building tonight. And this one here from Husseini, $20 super chat from Husseini, doing it live. Let him cook. I feel like Husseini's should be the let him cook as his like official button. Luis has never been to a KC. He doesn't know apples to oranges around Arrowhead Stadium. LOL. Also, week 5 bye week for Chiefs is ridiculous. That should be criminal. Well, I mean, it kind of gives Mahomes a little. You kind of would rather have his knee have that extra time off after a quick surge of 5 weeks on the knee. Might be actually a pretty good blessing in disguise, Husseini, to give him a little bit of time after about 5 weeks of my knees there's a little bit of swelling. They have to drain. They might have to drain it once or twice. Like that happens. I had to have my knee drained after an ACL tear, even though it was going well. It was fantastic recovery, but it still has swelling, and when you move it, it creates swelling. Your knee says, "Hey, wait a minute, we're not fully ready." Wow. So this is exciting. I mean, this is what we've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be busy tonight inputting the schedule into TheFantasyFootballShow.com and how that affects everything that you see on screen. All the player pages, they have the schedule. Obviously the week matchups right here. So if you pull up a player page like Walker on TheFantasyFootballShow.com, you'll see that right here it says versus TBA. So all these matchups and points will update once I get it all plugged in. Go over to TheFantasyFootballShow.com if you want any kind of content. I've been doing this for 25 plus years. Basically, back in the 2002-ish stage, there were like 7 to 10 websites up about fantasy football content. You're looking at your boy that was in there was like Matthew Berry before he went to ESPN. It had just like all of those sites, there were like 10, 12 of us doing content. I've been doing content that long. I've been honing in on this, crafting this content to be the best it can possibly be. And don't forget the Patreon, 24/7, 365 live chat. Link is in the description of this video on Rumble and on YouTube. Or you just go to patreon.com/thefantasyfootballshow. But that's where you can have a 24/7 live chat group. $10 a month, cancel any time. Let's break all this down a little more. Man, I kind of want to do this week, maybe starting tomorrow, my division prediction, breakdown based on the schedule, and the schedule will affect it a little bit. As far as week 1, this could get interesting. Let's put some wins and losses up on the screen and predict what happens in this week 1 set of games. So I'm going to put a green check mark by the winner of each of these games, and let me just go ahead and put this. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure I have this all together. Okay, so week 1. All right, so Patriots Seattle. Man, I'm going to say Patriots win this game. I think Seattle's going to take a little bit of a step backwards. Doesn't mean the Patriots are, depends what's going on with the head coaching situation. Truly, I think that is going to be a factor. But I'm going to go ahead and put Patriots win this game. Put that green check mark right there. And, I especially think they win the game if they move on from Vrabel. But I think that they can still win this even with all that. But I just think Seattle's going to lose some things, or they've lost some things, but lose some advantages that they had last year. I'm going to say that the Bears win this game, but Carolina's going to make this a problem, I think, more so than people expect. But Ben Johnson's going to come through. Lions going to win this game, no question about it, at the end of the day, but it'll be a bigger shootout than people think. A lot of points will be scored. Ravens, I shouldn't say no matter what. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Lions win this game. Ravens, I believe, win this game. It is very, very understandably so that you would think that Dimes is going to come back and be a monster. I just don't. I want to see it before I believe it. Falcons, honestly, this could go either way, depending on Aaron Rodgers coming back. But the Falcons, I think that they play well. They got Bijan. They lean on the ground. The quarterback situation is not ideal, given Stefanski's in charge of it, but I think Tua could come through. Chargers, Cardinals. Honestly, this might surprise people. Like, this game could be don't make this your pick 'em. Cardinals are a dog. They're a team of dogs, and the Chargers. I think the Chargers will win this game, but don't be surprised if the Cardinals look a lot better than people think. They've got so many weapons. Give me the Vikings over the Packers. I just don't believe in the Packers this year. Give me the Cowboys over the Giants. Could be a really close game though. Depends on neighbors and everything, but we're inching toward neighbors being able to play week 1 now. That news broke earlier. Rams and Niners. Jeez. I'm going to go ahead and go Rams at home, or not at home. This game is in Australia, right? Rams still. Rams will win this game in their positioning of being the home team. Bengals, Bucks. That's one I would stay away from if my life depended on it. There's just no way to predict what's going to happen with this game. I'm going to go home team. Bengals win this game, but damn, that's a close one. I'm going to say Buffalo wins this week 1 matchup against the Texans. I know it's a tough defense, but I don't think it's a tough team. I don't think they're going to be as good as people think this year. I think Stroud has a lot to prove to me. Browns, Jaguars. This is kind of my pick of the week. I think if I had to pick one, I think the Jaguars are going to win this game pretty easily. Jets versus Titans. Give me the Titans. I don't believe in the Jets quarterback situation at all. Raiders and Dolphins. Wow. It depends on Mendoza. Like, I truly believe they're better off putting Mendoza out there right away. You got so many weapons there. Miami's going to be a work in progress. We're going to go Raiders. Raiders start off 1-0. Eagles and Commanders. Eagles at home. They're going to run the hell out of the ball. Commanders still have a lot to prove. I'm going to go Eagles for now, but boy, do I want to pick the Commanders. And Chiefs, Broncos. A lot depends on the ankles of Bo Nix. Should be ready for week 1 as of this moment. Mahomes, if Mahomes is ready with the ACL, it's crazy we could be without both these quarterbacks, or they both could play. I'm leaning toward they're both going to play. Mahomes looks fantastic this early on. We're 4 months away, a little less than 4 months away from football. So, actually we're exactly for the 14th. So May 14th to June 14th, July 14th, August 14th, and then September 14th. This game is on September 14th, so 4 months away. So I'm going to say Mahomes and the Chiefs win this game on the back of Kenneth Walker and mother-freaking Mahomes looking so good, even with the ACL tear. But this is a good game. This is a good game. This is how I see it all going down. Appreciate everybody in the building. Landman in the building over on the Rumble. We got another super chat here. This is we got 2 $20 super chats. Or we have the one from Husseini, who I just read, and then this one from Mike. Mike, appreciate you with the $20 super chat. Mike says, need more depth analysis. Looking to sell Allen for Joey B and Igbuka. 0.5 PPR, 3 flex spots. That's a tough one, man. I assume this is it's 1 QB. 1 QB, 3 flex spots, 1 QB, running backs. If it's 1 QB, I go Burrow Buka. If it was super flex, I think it gives Allen a little more value, to be honest, than he, I'm not saying value over this particular trade, but just value in general, because super flex is just a different monster. But give me Joe Burrow and Buka, I think. But boy, do I love Josh Allen. but not enough to say give me Burrow and Buka. Buka's a potential late second to top of round 3, but maybe even late second dynasty pick in a startup 1 QB. So you're getting like a second rounder to switch the quarterback, but you're switching the quarterback from a 3rd round pick down to like maybe a 5th or a 6th in dynasty. Maybe someone takes him higher, but I'm okay with that. I mean, essentially, some might draft Buka over Josh Allen. And so you got to take that. But it's a close call. Chat, vote in the chat, please. Dynasty, Burrow and Buka or Josh Allen. I would take Burrow and Gio dropping a 5 gifted memberships. Gio, appreciate
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf.
Thank you, my boy. Appreciate you dropping that super chat, my boy. Or that gifted membership of 5. Guys, thank Gio if you got one. Gio, thank you. I don't know if the phone lines are broken. I restarted them 3 times. Here's the phone number. Dial in if anybody's got...
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Let me see if there's any other releases from Schefter, Rappaport, and the boys. Let me go over to my notifications here and just take a look at it. Man, is that the Chargers dropped a Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini hints in their schedule release. I wondered if a team was going to do this. The Chargers were a little edgy last year, if I remember correctly, so that they are the ones that did it. We were waiting to see would a team drop a little less class, but the fan base will love it. Next photo dump 1 mile on this track here, on this like virtual race car track schedule release, and then it says New York Post sent you a message, total shot over the bow. You could look at it 100 different ways. I have a good sense of humor, so it doesn't bother me. But I did wonder if a team would do it, and a team did it. It was the Chargers. The Chargers made the move. They made the move. Christmas schedule. Let's look at that bad boy. That's pretty awesome. I love the Christmas schedule. This looks good. This graphic gets me excited. Packers at Bears, Bills at Broncos, and Rams at Seahawks. Green Bay, I don't know if they think Green Bay is going to be a good team this year, but regardless, the other matchups look good. I think the Bears will win that game. The Bills, Broncos, what a matchup. Rams, Seahawks, I think the Rams win that one. But it depends on the health at that point of everybody, including Matt Stafford, who's no lock to stay healthy this year. He's not a lock to stay healthy. Those are my predictions for week number 1. You got the green check marks by the winners. Those are my winners. Hammer and Simi Valley dropping super chats over in the Rumble stream. Appreciate both of you. Simi Valley dropping his, saying Judkins playoff schedule. Simi likes the playoff schedule. And then Hammer dropping his $20 super chat over on Rumble. Let me screenshot both of these and get them on screen. Thank you, gentlemen. Simi Valley, appreciate you very much. My guy Hammer dropping his.
It's hammer time.
Mashed potatoes.
Hammer says the following. He says playoff schedule, mouth watering for Burrow. I know. Do you see that? What I've mapped out for weeks 15, 16, 17? It's so good. Buffalo Broncos week 16 is tough. Buffalo Dolphins championship week. Yeah. It's such a good schedule. Let me go back over to this and I'll put up on screen this is week number 17 right here. Okay. It's week 17. Here's week number 16. And then here's week number 15. So 15, 16, 17, this is your fantasy football playoffs. Anybody playing week 18, your mom's embarrassed of you. I'm embarrassed of you. And the fact that you haven't gotten your league, especially if you're the commissioner, and you're like, oh, I forgot. Like, stop saying you forgot every year. I forgot to change it. Stop saying that. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed. Everyone here is embarrassed if you're playing week 18. So change it. Do something about it instead of crying and complaining every year. Get with your commissioner right now. Talk about it now. Get it taken care of. The Bengals are a real eye-opener here for a playoff schedule. Week 15 right here on the far left in the middle. Let me get like a little indicator here that I can circle this because you obviously can't see as much over on that left side of the screen. So let's do this. So we've got Bengals at Carolina. We've got the Bengals right here at Indianapolis, and the Cincinnati Bengals at home versus Baltimore. Just a, as Hammer said, mouth-watering schedule for Joe Burrow, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase. I mean, this schedule might make Jamar Chase arguably locked into the there's debates about who's 3. That just locks them in. And if somebody were to say I like Gibbs, Jamar Chase, then Bijan, I'm not complaining. There's a potential Jamar Chase is the number 2 overall locked in player based on this schedule, to be honest. Judkins at New York. Someone said look at Judkins. Judkins at Baltimore and Judkins at home versus Indianapolis. Okay, if you think he's healthy and then the lineup, it's not bad. Miami Dolphins, Achane at Green Bay. You gotta like that. Achane at home versus the Chargers. And then Achane and the boys. Where's Achane at? Achane at home versus Buffalo. I'm fine with that. Achane, let's go. Dallas Cowboys at home versus the Giants. Dallas Cowboys at home versus the Jaguars, who have a good D, but that's still a good matchup. And Dallas Cowboys at Rams. Rams are hot and cold. They're not exactly. It's not like the Rams. The Rams have a good defense, but they can be scored on, and there's a lot of change and turnover from year to year. So I don't know what the Rams will necessarily be this year in terms of a defense you're worried about. No, I mean, it could be a shootout. Honestly, the only thing that scares me are lockdown defenses. If you've got a running back going against Houston, which again might change, we'll have to see how it feels this year. But you got a defense going against Seattle. There are definitely some scary defenses this year. Probably about 3 or 4 of them that might have that feel. But past that, I don't really care as much about schedule as the average bear. I really don't. I think that a lot of people make a lot of, concerned. They just get really concerned and amped up about it. And it's I like the schedule. I definitely think that there's pieces of it that you need to consider. And you look at the Joe Burrow, and the Bengals schedule, you look at something like that, or you look at shootouts. You love the shootouts. Week 17, I'm more worried about week 16, week 17, and week 15 in that schedule than I am anything, just because of the playoffs and what that implications are. Because honestly, we see players outperform expectation against a tough defense all the time. And so I'm not worried about week 7. I'm not worried about weeks 4, 5, and 6. I'm not worried about any of that. Especially if we're talking about underdog, which isn't everything. We do other things here. But underdog, you're looking at weeks 17, 16, 15. Because that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Because you're trying to get into that final playoff matchup in week 17 where you're thrown in, depending on the contest, you're thrown in with 200 or 500, people. And it's just, you narrow it down to where it's not you versus 200,000 people. You finally narrow it down to 200 or 500, depending on the contest. And you have amazing matchups. That's what you strive for. That's what you want. And then Luis says, Judkins, arrows up. He likes Judkins' schedule. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's up? Real quick, little big man is asking about Achane in the chat. Can we trust him without Tua? Tua's splits aren't good. And he asked about Malik Willis because he's a running quarterback, not necessarily a check down Charlie like Tua. I think it's just, a good point to cover. That Achane, if they don't sign, Diggs or Debo or something like that, it gives you that thing we were talking about where you worry a little that.
Hold on a second, John.
Really?
Yeah, I guess what I think with Achane, first of all, they just paid him a whole bunch of money, so congratulations to Achane. We already talked about that.
I smell meatloaf.
They paid him a whole bunch of money. They're gonna use the hell out of him, and Malik Willis is gonna be so much better than people think. And yeah, am I worried a little bit about that they don't have quite the weapons on paper? Sure, but they drafted two guys that I like a lot. I know Chris Bell might not be ready for a little bit, but they drafted two rookies for a reason, and there are so many wide receivers that fit this bill that are still there. I'm willing to bank on that they're either extremely comfortable with what they have, or they will get one of the Diggs, Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk even, but he's probably going to Washington. But just one of those wide receivers. They could also make a little trade or something, but I have no concerns. Not to mention, like, anybody saying that Malik Willis won't check down, like, you don't know what Malik Willis will do. Malik Willis was running an offense that was designed a certain way. Like, Malik Willis, his best friend could be Devon Achane. I think making assumptions about what Malik Willis and Achane will do based on the small sample of a guy that has done nothing but impress in Malik Willis, nothing but impress. This might be his best friend. They might throw to Achane more than they ever have. We don't really know that. Anybody saying that Achane won't get as much work, that Willis doesn't check down, like, that is nonsense. We don't know what Malik Willis is. He was instructed to run an offense here, without any preparation, long-term preparation, and he did it. It was patchwork. We have no idea what he's really, really gonna do when he has Achane, and how many times are they gonna run Achane in motion and split him out wide? Mm-hmm. And who knows? I have no concerns about Achane. Not at the clip that you're going to end up getting him at, because there's no real way to overdraft him. A lot of these first round guys you can't oversaturate, because you get a top pick, you're drafting these guys. You get a mid pick, you're drafting these guys. You're probably having Achane. I imagine Achane, you could probably get in the 40% range, 30% range, maybe, based on where he goes in his ADP right now. I think I actually have a pretty decent share of him, but you're not going to be able to oversaturate so much that you lose a league. Like Mahomes, you could draft in 90% of your leagues if you want, maybe 100 if you truly wanted to. Whereas a guy this early, what are you gonna do? Overdraft him to 37%, and you're grabbing such a great player. I no problem with that. Let me see if Achane, my exposure on Achane is 33%, and he's in my top 13. Like, I can't even get above 33%. I take them all the time. I'm fine with that. I'll let 33% of my seasons on underdog, or my teams on underdog, ride on Achane in the freaking territory he's going. I have no problem whatsoever. I'm not concerned one single bit about Achane.
I do hope they sign one of those guys, just because, Jalen Tolbert, Caleb Douglas, Malik Washington, Tutu Atwell, like, they're all okay, but they're not guys that are going to, like, scare teams from stacking boxes at times and stuff. But having Willis there that can run the ball is going to open so much up on its own that I don't think it's going to hurt that much.
I think they're pulling in one of those guys. But even if they don't, Achane might get more work because of that. Everybody
I think he's going to get a ton of passing work.
Everybody assuming that they know what Willis is wild to me. All right, let me go to John real quick. Purple John, you're live. Hello.
Hey, Smitty, thanks. Am I coming through clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to say thanks for doing the show every day. I know that takes a lot of time out of your personal life and whatnot. And I don't know why other people watch. I'm sure they watch for the same reason as me. We like fantasy football, but it's a nice way to escape and whatnot. And I just want to let people know that if you have relatives that pass away and whatnot, don't put stuff out in the newspapers, because people go out there and canvass homes, and then they. All
right, John. This is a schedule release party, not a newspaper. Go ahead. What do you got here with the schedule release?
Yeah, I don't know, man. One of my relatives' house was invaded, and they stole a truck, a bunch of sentimental items, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
I just want to say thanks for doing the show.
No problem, John.
Nice escape and whatnot.
Yeah, no problem. What can I do for you?
That was pretty much it.
That was it? Okay. What do you think about the schedule? Anything pop out for you?
I think you said like week 11 was a week 11 or week 17 when the Rams and
the bye
week, the bye-agetta, whatever you called it. I don't know.
Armageddon, yeah. Prayers up to John's situation for sure. I didn't mean to sound callous on that. It's just like, I don't know. we'll just move on from giving the advice about the All right. Week 11, Browns, Packers, Rams, Seahawks, Falcons, Patriots. Bye-Mageddon. That's like it's a mini Bye-Mageddon. Doesn't it feel like, is this the correct bye week schedule, Travis? I think it is. It has to be.
I think it is.
Yeah, it just looks a little bit cleaner. I feel like last year we were,
feel better.
It feels a lot.
Week 7 almost feels as bad as week 11.
Yeah.
And week 10.
Week 6 too, actually. Lions, all those. You got Achane, JJ, Joe Burrow. That might be the worst week. Week 6 maybe for me. Anyway, glancing at it.
I got a question. Outside of the teams that you like this year so far, do you think the Lions have the best fantasy schedule, or is there another team with a lot of fantasy stars?
I mean, I gotta look at it. I can't possibly absorb it all in one show while I'm doing live production, but I would say based on what I've seen and everything, the Lions will be in the top 3 for having the easiest schedule, top 3 or 4, probably. But a lot of this like win percentage stuff, teams definitely improve upon the previous year. Some teams they've been ravaged with injuries. Some teams like the Saints are looked at like, they're not a good team when you're looking at strength of schedule, but like, they'll be a lot. The Raiders defense is so much improved. How are they looked at when someone says strength of schedule and they throw the Raiders in there? Like, that's an easy matchup. It's not. Like, they have a great deal. So a lot of it changes from year to year, and I think people don't factor that in their strength of schedule. I'll be doing my own strength of schedule analysis, which will, for running backs, probably more than anything. If I get to a quarterback or wide receiver strength of schedule, I'll do that. But I'm definitely doing a running back one, which is going to incorporate pass catching as well. So it's not going to just be against the run. It'll be a combination. So my strength of schedule for running backs will be far different than everybody else's. So expect a very detailed strength of schedule. I didn't think I was going to do it, but I think I'm going to cook up something that I believe will be very helpful and see if I can make it meaningful, because strength of schedule is not the easiest thing to. It's something it's not easy to maintain during the year with it being effective. So I'm not going to do it during the year, I don't think. But I'll do it for the off season in preparation for week 1 and preparation for drafting. But I think that it'll end there in terms of trying to analyze it each week, because trying to recalibrate it each week is guesswork. It's like throwing mud at a wall. But I do think we can look at it from a yardage, touchdown, yards per carry, win percentage a little bit, like all that, and then create some sort of common. And I had something I did with it last year, and I'm going to repeat it and add some tweaks to it. But definitely going to be an important strength of schedule that will factor in pass catching as well. Blitzen with the $20 super chat. Hold on 1 second, John. Blitzen, appreciate you. Says Lawrence cutting his hair in schedule reveal. Top 5 easy now. It's probably AI, bro. I don't think he ever cut his hair. He never will. Who knows? If that ends up being real, that he does in fact cut his hair because of the AI, massive like panic that he cut his hair. Or actually, everyone was celebrating because he looked so different, but it was AI. They made him look really amazing with his haircut. I don't know that he's going to look the same as those AI photos, bro. But if he does really cut it, let me know, because he might off of the buzz of that. But
I think he did cut it.
Well, those photos earlier were all fake.
No, well, there's a video.
Okay, we'll see if but still, AI video. The whole like beginning, that whole string of photos and videos that came out was all BS.
No, it looks terrible. I think it's real because it looks
okay.
terrible.
This one, yeah, that I'd maybe buy. let's see what he looks like.
So bad.
All right, thank you, Blitzen. John, anything else?
Nope, have a great night.
All right, call back if you got other ones. Sorry about your relative. Later, bro. He just hung up. John. I think it's fake. I think it's still like, I don't know that he cut his hair. Let me type it in here. Hold on.
If that video is fake, they did him dirty then.
Well, that's AI.
Probably either that or it may not be AI. Maybe it's a wig, someone's saying.
It says as of May 14, Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence officially cut his signature hair. But yeah, I don't know. I still don't buy it.
I don't know. The Jaguars posted it on their Twitter, so I'm not sure.
Okay, let me go to it and find it real quick. Because it might be, I think he might have, it might be such a trend that he ended up doing it. Let me find it right here. Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. Oh, they put it in the profile picture. I think you're right. I think you're right. It probably is real. I don't know. Maybe they just did. They reached out to him and they said, "Let's do this. It's funny." And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead and post it." We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Let me add Hammer in real quickly. What'd you say?
The schedule under it.
Yeah, I think it's just a joke, but an AI is so good. And just so everyone knows, no, I didn't fall for the first one. But what we're trying to decipher here is, did they actually do it? I don't think so. But
I don't know if it's real or not, though.
look at the first AI made him look like he was, John Hamm. after they cut his hair, it was like, oh my god, why hasn't he cut his hair? Everyone was going crazy. It's like because they reshaped his face slightly, and he looked totally like a GQ model. This is what he looked like without his hair. This is the true T-Law. I love it. I hope he does it. Hammer, you're live.
Young man, easiest schedule playoffs, Cardinals, cakewalk. Jets, Saints, and the Raiders.
Jets, Saints, Raiders. Okay.
Yeah.
Saints were dominant last year in the playoffs for defense.
Let's see here. Saints, Cardinals, Jets. Okay, love that first matchup. Obviously, it's fantastic. Cardinals at Saints.
Like the Raiders.
Yeah. Raiders could be tougher though. But yeah, I could see liking that on paper. I don't know what it will look like the Raiders they're gonna have a tough defense this year. But maybe it still gets scored on though. I'm not saying they're gonna be locked down. They just might be opportunistic.
I mean, from throughout the 3 games, I think they have the most favorable.
Good. Well, you know what I'll say though is, even if these defenses are tougher than expected, you want the Cardinals throwing the ball and trying to get back into the games anyway. So that could still work out to be beautiful, even if the defenses step up. But my favorite is these Bengal boys, man, at Carolina.
Oh yeah.
At Indianapolis.
Fair.
That's just, as you said, mouth-watering. And then at Baltimore, there's still going to be... Baltimore's got a good D, but I think at home...
They're rebuilding.
It's still going to be a shootout. The Bengals are probably the best matchup, I think. I'm trying to figure out if anybody has a better playoff matchup. I don't know that anybody does. Chargers at Miami. Chargers... where are the Chargers over here? It's so hard to when your brain's fried looking at all this. Where are the Chargers? Oh, Chargers.
The Colts.
Chargers,
the Colts got screwed.
Yeah.
What about the Bengals? Week 16 isn't rough, but they got absolutely.
We said Jacksonville is not good for Tootin that week, but things change. Really. Denver at Raiders. Let's see. Cowboys at Rams. I think that's good. I don't care what anybody says about Rams. Rams gonna have a good D.
They have a good D.
If they do, it's not necessarily lockdown. So it's still opportunistic game. So I like this Cowboys at Rams. Cowboys at Jacksonville. I still think Giants. I still think this is a lot of points. I don't think that's bad. I'm not looking at that as a negative. Rams at Dallas, that's great. Rams at Seattle, okay. Rams at Tampa. Atlanta at Washington. What about Washington? Washington, Atlanta, Washington, Minnesota.
Jacksonville.
Washington, Jacksonville. I still don't mind that, but yeah, you're looking for the perfect. I think the Bengals have it, the perfect like recipe for the weeks 17, 16, 15. Anybody else? Can you guys identify someone as a better 3-game stretch than the Bengals? Is there anybody? Chiefs, Niners. Niners could be pretty good on D, but they'll probably give up a lot though. I think that the Niners aren't going to be any D you're worried about facing. Let's see. So Chiefs are at Los Angeles. Chiefs at home versus San Francisco, and the Chiefs are at home versus New England.
I still like the Cardinals.
Detroit, yeah, they're good. Detroit at Minnesota. Detroit. Where's Detroit over here? Oh, Detroit. Oh, down here. Detroit at New York. Oh, Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit's good. Saints good.
I love Detroit. Detroit and the Bengals are the best matchups for weeks 15, 16, 17. Detroit at Minnesota. I mean, you could say what you want about Minnesota. I mean,
Cool. Take a look at the Saints.
Saints at Tampa. Saints at home versus the Cardinals, and Saints at Atlanta. That is good. Yeah, that's a good one. Bengals, Saints, Lions the whole season have a great schedule. Yeah, that's awesome. Saints, Lions, Bengals. Probably a lot of my teams. I'll be targeting players on those teams, but even more so, like I've said before, you're really looking to week 17 when you're talking best ball. Yeah. And so if we pull week 17 back up, what I'm focused on more than anything is getting like, you know, let's say you take Henry or whatever, that would be good to have the Bengals Ravens situation.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, Mahomes versus, you know, especially if you bully QB'd Mahomes and Herbert, because they're both going so late. They're both around the 7th round. So if you went Mahomes and Herbert, took Rashee Rice and Hampton, you know, if Rice does fall, I mean, I guess you could go Hampton round 1, Rice top of 2, and then you get Mahomes, and like you could stack it in a certain way. JD 5 against Tootin, and you have BTJ. Like you could do all kinds of stacks right here. Bijan, Shuck, and Tyson, and whatever. Neighbors versus, you know, the Dallas Cowboy players. Achane versus Josh Allen. Like those game stacks are better than stacking. They're better, in my opinion, than stacking players on teams. I truly love them more. Caleb versus St. Brown or Gibbs, like you could go that route if you think Caleb's going to be throwing a lot in this game, or if you love Manungai. CMC cuffed up against, you know, Barkley and Hurts and all those guys. I love those game stacks. So make sure you guys look to stack those players. Josh Allen versus Jamar Chase. That when people say you have to have Burrow and Chase, you don't. That example isn't in play anymore. But let's see here. It's like Lamar and Jamar Chase, I guess, would be now the actual real life example in week 17. Anything else, boys? Anything else schedule related? Bye weeks aren't a problem.
A lot to break down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and create. I'm gonna create a tool that's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a schedule tool. It's gonna take a lot of time over the weekend to complete it, but I'm already starting to cook it up. I was gonna leave schedule alone, but I'm definitely leaving it alone during the year. Or I shouldn't say definitely, because I said definitely not doing a schedule tool for the off season, and now I am. But I don't know. We'll see how much I want to update that thing, like on Tuesdays. You know, it's going to be tedious and not even be as helpful as I want it to be. You know, creating something that is incorporating all the change. Like basically by like week 5 or 6, you kind of know what the defenses are doing. So I might come up with something during the season, but for right now, I'm going to say no. But I'm going to come up with a tool, and it's going to power the TheFantasyFootballShow.com player page stuff. So you're going to see it on all the player pages over on TheFantasyFootballShow.com. When you get to the player page, you're going to have a tool on there. Probably be just in this region here, but there's a lineup calculator. So if you go to Kenneth Walker's player page, you'll see a blank box here, and you can pit him against other players right from the page, or do a trade calculation, or look at the advanced metrics, or look at the cross position tool. The schedule will be on here. All the video articles, all the regular articles, all the outlooks, all that stuff will be on every single player page. Go check it out. All right, boys. I'll see you at midnight tonight. Travis, do you have anything else? Hammer, nothing?
No, I'm good.
Okay. See you guys at midnight tonight. We'll be back to probably do a deeper dive. I don't know if we'll look at, we'll make the show about looking at week 16, 17, 15, and then draft around it. That's probably what we're going to do.
Sounds good, brother. Appreciate it.
All right. See you boys later. All right. I'm out of here in 1 second here, guys, but thank you for being here for the full 2026 schedule release party. Week 1's right here on screen. It's also up here, but right here on screen, the green check marks are my predictions for week 1, who I think will win those games. Bye-week schedule right here. If you want to screenshot any of this, I'll be plugging all this into the site tonight. It'll be a long night tonight. The Monday night schedule and Sunday night schedule are right here. Here's Sunday night. Love the Sunday night schedule. It looks really, really nice. Even the week 17 matchup, Eagles at San Francisco. Dallas Cowboys, Giants, week 1. Love this schedule. Love the schedule. And then the Monday night games. Here's the Monday night schedule right here. If anybody is looking for the Monday night matchups. Bengals, Falcons in week 9. Let's see here. I'm sorry. Yeah, week 9. Why is this out of order, though? Week 17 is this. What an awful. Oh, because they're divided by NFL Network and Monday Night Football ESPN. Gotcha. Okay. So this one right here, if you look at the center column, that is week 17 at the bottom. This is probably the most confusing and awful matchup that I've seen on the entire, slate of weeks 1 through 18 scheduling. Is this week 17 Texans and Green Bay Packers Monday Night Football matchup? The final fantasy football game of the fantasy football season is the Texans versus the Packers. That was a horrible choice. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm actually very impressed. Very little complaints for me, at least initially. I might find them. I know I'll find complaints and things I don't like, but for the most part, everything looks pretty good, except for this despicable choice for the final fantasy football game of the year. And they consider week 17. They're not just saying, oh, well, the NFL doesn't care. Yes, they do care, because it's such a money-driven environment now. Everything's around sports betting. Nobody's doing too much in week 18. Everybody knows now week 17's it. And this is the choice that they make, the Texans at the Packers. Just an awful, awful final game. But we got the Sunday night game. And if we bring back the Sunday night card here, let me see if I can find, there it is, Sunday Night Football. Week 17 is the Eagles and Niners. So essentially we get sent on our way Sunday evening with the Eagles San Francisco card. And then the next day is kind of like, does somebody pull something out of their hat, using one of those Texans players or Green Bay Packer players? Maybe, does the Best Ball Mania winner get decided after this week 17 Sunday night game? And we're kind of just waiting technicality wise for that Monday night game. Hard to say, but definitely think that at least this game is a really good one. This Eagles and San Francisco 49er week 17 Sunday night game. But the NFL screwed up with that Monday night game. Is just awful choice, that last game of the year. Bye week schedule, again, is right here. Make sure you take that down. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. We'll be live at probably before midnight tonight. Appreciate every single one of you. And thank you for the super chats. Hammer, thank you for the 20 on Rumble. Simi, thank you for the $2 super chat on Rumble. Thank you guys for the super chats on YouTube. We had Husseini with a 20, Luis with a 20, Frazier and Luis, and then 20 from Blitzen, 20 from Mike, 20 from Husseini. Appreciate you all. Luis, thanks for that 20 on YouTube. See you all tonight at midnight Eastern, we'll break down more schedule, but we'll probably specifically be looking at weeks 17, 16, 15 in regards to best ball drafting and applying that schedule to our strategy of choice tonight on Underdog. Promo code Smitty. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit. So hit that link that's in the description of the video and the link I'm about to drop in the live chat and pin right now. Don't be late tonight. Don't not get into a draft tonight because you don't click on this now. So smash that link, do it live. See you all at midnight Eastern or before here on the channel and on Rumble. Go subscribe on Rumble if you haven't already. We are growing like mad dog over there. Almost 12K subscribers on Rumble. We've got almost 38K on YouTube. So please hit the subscribe, follow button on both of the channels. Links are in the description no matter what channel you're on currently. So please follow the other one. See you all at midnight Eastern.
Quadruple J and Consultants.
Did you make a mess on the field? Don't fret. Call the cleanup crew. Call Quadruple J and Consultants.
Locations on Mars, Saturn, and Jupiter.
Get Bijan.
Get buckied. 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 Oh, Bucky.
Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks.